Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am RPG Lover here with another video. This one is more of a first thoughts, reactions to the very recent Pokemon Presents, the 18th of August 2021. And I thought I just might as well get this out now as a huge Pokemon fan to let you know my thoughts about what we've just seen, because it's very interesting. I know I haven't really made any Pokemon videos, or I haven't got any on my channel. Trust me, I'm a big fan of the series. It was my favourite series before Dragon Quest took over, and I just haven't got the software to record it on a 3DS. That stuff isn't cheap. But let's just get into the things. So, I am incredibly happy with what we got in this Presents. And I'll just go through the video now, just explaining sort of my thoughts on everything. So, the funny thing is, this is the first time that a Pokemon Presents or a Pokemon Direct has happened 2 months after E3. Usually, we always get information at least before E3 or at E3 at the latest. But GameFreak has changed with that. So, we've been hoping, and people's expectations have been rising. Many people have been wanting Megas, or Z moves, or Dynamax, or new forms or everything for the legendaries Dialga and Palkia. I personally was only really hoping for a new form for Dialga and Palkia. That was it. I did not expect anything large, but basically it looks like it's a faithful remake. So we'll start with Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite just came out. I'm about to play it. I've seen a few videos on the game. When it first got revealed, I thought it was not the greatest, but it's actually quite polished now. They look like they're improving it, and they're fixing characters that were broken. I know Gengar was pretty busted with Hex, but they are adding 2 characters. Mamoswine. I am so incredibly happy that they're adding a Pokemon that is quite underrated, not that well known, and it's from Gen 4, from Diamond and Pearl, to celebrate how Diamond and Pearl are getting remakes this year. And then we get Sylveon as well. We get a fairy type. We get another evolution. That's always good. Another popular Pokemon. So we're getting one popular Pokemon and another very cool Pokemon that doesn't really get enough love. So I'm happy with that. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, so there's not much to say on that. There's also Cafe Mix getting this revamp. I'm not too sure about it. It looks fine. Let's be real, not many people are going to care about the Cafe remix, and not many people. And if you do care about it, put it in the comments below. If you agree with my thoughts on this video, like it. Feel free to subscribe. I do a fair amount of reactions now. Plan to do more if any directs happen in the future. There's really not much to say for me about the Cafe Mix. It's cool. It's a remix. There's new Pokemon. There's a new mode, and they're releasing it soon. It's probably going to be free to play. So they're adding a lot of free stuff, and then they're adding more to celebrate Pokemon Masters turning 2 years old. They're adding N and Reshiram. I am so happy that they're adding N. He's one of the best Pokemon characters in the entire franchise, in my opinion. He's from Black and White. Go buy those games. They're amazing. So yeah, Game Freak is adding a lot of free stuff to their mobile games, and that makes me happy. They're not saying, oh yeah, if you want this new content, you have to pay for it. I mean, with Unite, you can, but you can just as easily grind up the coins and stuff to earn the character, like Mamoswine. That will probably be a character I'll grind for. Probably Sylveon as well. So they're adding free stuff. They're really going for every audience they can with this Presents, which I think is a good idea. It means whether you're a very casual fan of just the mobile games or the more intense games in like the mainline series, you've got something. They could have just said nothing, but we've got something to go off of. We can see that progress is being made. We can see that Game Freak is trying to improve on their past mistakes. It's not like they're asking for money, you know? It's free content. That's all I really have to say. It's good stuff. You can expect some free content every now and then, otherwise the company will just plummet. And then we move on to Pokemon Go. And that Pokemon Go is 5 years old. I can't believe Pokemon Go is 5 years old. That is incredible. Pokemon Go is 5 years old, and they're adding, and again, free content, the Galar region, Sword and Shield Pokemon. Gen 8 is finally being added to Pokemon Go. It did take 5 years, but they finally... Go has caught up with the mainline games. They have pretty much every Pokemon, besides a few, and they're now in this game, and that makes me happy. You've now got the entire Pokedex, close to 1,000 Pokemon to catch, so Go is still going strong as well, so that's good news. It's nothing I'm excited for yet. I'm just rewatching this now with my thoughts. I wasn't exactly excited for it, I was just happy about the news that we're getting free content. Here's where it gets exciting, okay? So we get the 3 starters from Diamond and Pearl, and I think if they were to add Mega Evolutions, this is where they would have added them. They would have shown Turtwig, Chimchar and Piplup all evolving into Torterra, Infernape and Empoleon into their Mega forms. Because they didn't show that, I really highly doubt Megas will be in the game. I don't think they're going to be. I think it's just a faithful remake, and everyone's been throwing the word faithful around recently. I think, to me, faithful remake implies we've made this DS game 3D, we've made it chibi, we've put it on the Switch, and we've added a tiny bit. Mostly it's just 3D Diamond and Pearl, so more of a... It's hard to call it a remaster, because it's not. A remaster would just be the pixel games in like HD. So it is a remake, and I am excited for it. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot more refined. The battles, there's a lot of sliding and facing towards the characters. The pixel sprites of all the trainers have been changed so that... Well, not changed, they've been remade in 3D, which is really exciting. I never quite understood why the trailer kept zooming in on the text. It confused me a little bit. But then we have my favourite edition, which, I can't believe that they added this. They added outfits. They're adding costumes. Originally implemented in X and Y in 2013, in Gen 6, and they were present in Gen 7 and Sword and Shield, but they weren't present in Oras, which is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which were the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance. They weren't present in that because Masuda wanted to be accurate to the original game. But in this game it seems they've changed that. They think, no, we're going to give Dawn and Lucas some outfits, one of which is based off the 35th anniversary. So, yeah. That's very exciting. I actually like the look of Lucas now. He actually seems, you know, if you don't like his hat, which I don't like, I never thought Lucas looked great, you can just Change outfits, that's adding a bit of replayability, you know, collecting all the outfits. Stickers on Pokeballs with their own new animations when the Pokeball particle effects explode. Gives you more customization, and that's what I love in a JRPG, is personalization. So they've added that, and I'm so happy because I wasn't expecting that. It's all Nintendo always delivers on something that I'm not expecting, and then in hindsight I feel like I should have expected it. So they're adding contests. Well, I say adding, not really adding, because contests were in the original Diamond and Pearl on the DS. But it looks like they're being revamped, or at least changed a bit to be maybe a bit easier, maybe a bit more accessible, maybe a new mode. I'm glad they've kept contests. It looks gorgeous. It's got beautiful Pokemon dancing around. And I just, I'm still a bit shocked, to be honest. It's very quick, my reactions after making this video. So I'm still kind of in the zone of, oh, we're getting Sinnoh remakes. But this is what I mean, faithful. Do not expect anything grand. Look at this game a bit like the Link's Awakening remake, in which I say there's a few new additions, but mostly it's the same game, because Game Freak's big focus is on Legends Arceus at the moment. Yes, I pronounce it Arceus, not Arceus. Don't get your knickers in a twist about that, but it genuinely looks good. They've updated the lighting, they've shown off more areas of the game. It looks pretty gorgeous. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy Brilliant Diamond. I'm not getting Shining Pearl, because I didn't buy Pearl when it first came out. ILCA is way cooler. There, I said it. I don't know, because it won't really be anything new. There's not a Delta episode like in Auras. It would really just be for nostalgia that I play the game. Don't expect new content, is what I'm saying. But there's reason to be excited, because it does look pretty. It looks like Game Freak is genuinely listening to our critiques, and they are adding in, well, not adding in, they're fixing the graphics and how it looks. And ILCA, I guess, is responsible for that. So well done, ILCA, or ILCA, the developers of the remake. And then we get Dialga and Palkia, the legendaries, and we see them glowing. And at first I thought, oh, are they actually adding a form change? The reality is no, this is just them charging up to do an attack, basically. And then it transitions from their poses to the box art. Box art looks terrible. It's boring, it's bland, it doesn't show off the game. The art style of the legendaries mix with their in-game look and aesthetic. You can probably expect a video on UI or aesthetics relatively soon, but I'm happy. I'm glad that they're improving it. I'm glad that they're listening to feedback. It's not that much new, though. We are getting the new stuff that we are getting is we are getting costumes, Pokemon following you, which I am so Pokemon following you has always been a tricky task, and I wasn't. Again, it's another part that I didn't expect to return, but considering it's a smaller, it may just be the Gen 4 Pokemon that can follow you, or it may just be a select few Pokemon, a finite amount. But we're still getting Pokemon following you. like in Let's Go, that wasn't in Auras. So again, I'm comparing this a lot to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because that's the last remake we got of a mainline game. So ILCA is clearly taking a different direction with this game, and you can be Lucas without a hat. That makes me so happy. You've got Barry, he looks a bit better, they've got zoom-ins, the gym looks good, Rourke looks good so far. He looks more like a male now. I was a bit confused about Rourke's gender in the first game. Bit like Bugsy from Gen 2. Team Galactic, they look alright, look silly as ever. Cynthia looks amazing. I do think the game's going to be a bit easier than Gen 4. I don't think she's going to be nearly as hard as the original game. Just like with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they're dumbing it down a bit for newer players, because they're aiming it at kids. So I might get this game, maybe at a price drop, but my thoughts are they're a bit mixed on this game compared to Auras, because with Diamond and Pearl, with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they're not really adding anything major, so I don't think I'd miss out on anything if I didn't buy them, and it would really just be a nostalgia trip for me, and as we all know, nostalgia is a drug. But I don't advocate any harmful substances. Don't do that stuff, kids. But that's besides the point. Am I excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Not really. Am I going to buy Diamond and Pearl remakes? Maybe at a price drop, but that's very rare considering Nintendo. Am I happy with GameFreak and not mad at them? Yes. I think they are taking the baby steps to the right direction and listening to fans for once, which actually makes me happy. They're not adding any pay-to-win stuff, they're not adding any DLC, at least as of the time of this recording coming out. But what can I say? Maybe, and remember, this is still August. We still have until November if they really wanted to reveal something big, even though I don't think they will. Diamond and Pearl is still a great game, even without any big additions, so if you haven't played it, I recommend buying this game. It'll be faster than the original Sinnoh games, so that's exciting. There's a fair amount to look forward to as a new fan. As an old fan, I'd say save your money for Legends Arceus or a different Pokemon game. Maybe Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, that's a good one. So yeah, BDSP, I'm happy about it. They've improved the graphics, which is the important thing. They've shown off more of the game, and they've reminded us of the release date. 50 quid or $60 is a bit expensive, considering the original Diamond and Pearl is very similar to this, but it was about 20 quid cheaper, or $30 cheaper if you're in America, because I know a lot of you viewers are American. Hi, how's it going? Judge my British accent all you want, it is real. Although I don't drink tea, so there you go. But that's enough about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I wasn't expecting any big new Pokemon announcement. I think my expectations were very low coming into this, and that's what's important when seeing an event like this. Oh, how did I forget? They've added... well, not added, remember the Pokemon Underground, the Grand Underground in the Sinnoh region? They've expanded that to the entire region and you can catch Pokemon in the Underground that you can't find in the Overworld. That's really cool. That's adding replayability for older fans, because it was very much an online experience, and it looks like you can be underground with other players at the same time and catch Pokemon. That's exciting. That's going to add replayability and multiplayer to a game that's mostly single player. This is what I like about JRPGs. They're flexible. You can have one role-playing game that's solely single player, and you can have something like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, where you can play it alone, but you can also play it with friends, and the remake's adding this additional feature to the Underground. So that's really exciting. Obviously touch support for the minigame when you're mining, you've got your base. I'm sure they're adding new models to the base. They've updated some models of Lucas and Dawn so they don't look nearly as bad anymore. They've added a better map underground. It's all new. And it's the art style's grown on me since it was first revealed. Obviously you have some issues that still need to be ironed out, maybe a bit of a better frame rate. But like I said, this is August. They can change it. They can work on it throughout the release. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I just might not buy it at launch just because, well, first, I need to save my money for Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is around the same time, release schedule-wise. But this is mostly the same, so you could expect a video on it, maybe. But it's very, very, very cool. And I'm just a bit in awe, really, that they've actually listened to us. Again, don't have your expectations too high. At the end of the day, yeah, I'm sad that, well, not sad, yeah, I'm a tiny bit disappointed that there's no megas or there's no new forms. But in reality, it's not the end of the world if we don't get megas. Be honest with yourself, how often do you play Pokemon and with the megas? It's not a make or break for me. I will probably buy the game eventually, even though it doesn't have megas. It's not like, oh, if this game doesn't have Alolan forms or Z-moves, then I'm not buying it and it's a terrible game. That's not true. It's a pretty game. So my overall thoughts on BDSP, should you buy it? Yeah. Should you buy it if you're an older fan that's already played the original? If you really want to, go ahead. But I would recommend waiting for a price drop for that game. And then they announced a new Switch Lite, not a new model, just a new paint job. And it looks stunning. I mean, the black aesthetic. If you knew me in real life and you're watching this, you know how much I love black on stuff. They had a Switch Lite that was greyish, but it wasn't truly black. This is the first proper black Switch. And if I didn't have a Switch, I'd really want a Switch Lite, because it's got Dialga and Palkia on the back in gold and silver. It's very pretty. It's very sleek. They're adding more models with big releases on November 5th as well, so that's a fair amount of time before Diamond and Pearl. So it gives them time to restock it if it goes off the shelves, which it probably will. Looks better than the Zacian and Zamazenta one from a year and a half ago. So that's exciting. And then they had the last reveal. Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus. And, oh, firstly, like, obviously they started it with the three starters, Oshawott from Black and White, Cyndaquil from Gold and Silver, and Rowlet from Sun and Moon. 3 different generations, may I remind you, and it's gorgeous. The game is stunning. They've actually improved the frame rate, and they've improved the I wouldn't say the art style, but just the graphics. It looks a lot smoother. You've got the Cricketots and the Buizel's walking around, and they are actually seem to be doing stuff more often. And they don't look hideous, you know? It looks like they are trying to slowly evolve the art style. And then we cut to Hisuian Stantler. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a new region. It's not Sinnoh, which shocks me. They've added a new region. This may be the old form of Sinnoh before it was called Sinnoh. And you know what that means, boys? It means new Pokemon forms, or new evolutions, or just straight up new Pokemon. And we're getting that with a new Stantler. We're getting Basculegion, which looks like an evolution of Basculin, which I never thought I'd see. We're getting a new form of Growlithe, which looks adorable like a dog. I've seen that it's Rock-Fire type, which is an interesting combination. It's not going to be that good competitively. I reckon original Arcanine, standard Kanto Arcanine will probably be better than this one, than this Growlithe. The game looks good though. It genuinely excites me and I'm going to buy it. I don't know how they've managed to do it in 6 months, but they've improved the frame rate and they've improved the world so much. They've showcased more of it. They've showcased a snow region, a water region, and a beach region, and the cities. And then they've added riding. They've added riding Pokemon on the new forms. You can ride the Stantler. You can surf on the Basculegion, which looks like a sick Pokemon. It looks almost as good or better than Gyarados. They've added new animations to the Pokemon that are attacking or screeching. You've got these rage Pokemon with red eyes that chasing after you. You seem to have like a UI based on Breath of the Wild. They're inspired by Breath of the Wild, and they've added all of this stuff, and it's amazing. And then they added strong style and agile style to the combat. This is amazing. This is the first time they've added a massive change like this to the combat since Red and Blue, I want to say. Because you've got Megas, and you've got Z-moves, and you've got Dynamax, but they don't really change that much of the combat. But Agile and Strong, they complement Turn Order, and they complement the super effective moves and stab moves, because you could have a Chimchar that's Fire type, and it's strong against Turtwig, and Turtwig's a Grass type, but then a Turtwig could learn a Rock move, and Chimchar's weak to that move. In normal Diamond and Pearl, that Chimchar would probably win the fight, because you can just use a Fire move, and Chimchar is faster than Turtwig, because Turtwig's a tortoise. And it would one-hit kill the Turtwig, and the Turtwig would faint. In this game, the Turtwig can select a move like Rock Tomb, and then choose Agile style on the move, and it will make him act before the Chimchar, causing the Chimchar to faint and the Turtwig winning. That is major, in my opinion. This could change the battles so much, and you wouldn't just be relying on fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire in the Hisui region. And that's really exciting for me. It's like in Breath of the Wild, where Link had the remote bombs, or the ability to use cryosis and freeze enemies, you know? And stasis, where he could stop them in time and kill them with a leaf if he wanted to. This is game changing for me. This is what makes me excited. And then they've got Jubilife Village, which is obviously old-timey Jubilife City, and it's actually populated. They've actually got people that look like they're from the Pokemon games. They've clearly got a new professor. That's to be expected. But they've got an old-timey Rowan guy. So they have Professor Lavington. Doesn't look that great of a professor, if I'm honest. He looks like one of the weaker professors. So you've got him with his interesting... And then you have Silene, who's clearly... And they're all working together. They're all in this city. There's no aggression between them. But she looks like the ancestor of Cyrus, which tells me this is how they're going to tell the origin story of Cyrus and Team Galactic. Then you have Kamado, which looks like the ancestor of Professor Rowan, which tells me... And they're all this Team Galaxy. That is a synonym for Galactic. That tells me, at some point, the new girl who looks like the ancestor of Cyrus, she said, "No, I disagree with your methods. I'm going to go form my own team where everything has to be perfect. We have to build the ultimate place." Because it looks like there's a bit of building in this with the crafting, and they've added crafting. I'm just jumping all over the place in excitement. I apologise. There's just so much to talk about. They're adding crafting. They're adding reasons to get materials with your Pokemon. You can use your Chimchar, again, to burn down a tree, and you could get a roasted apricorn. And apricorns are from Gen 4, and they're incorporating that into a crafting system to catch more Pokemon, and it's using this interactivity with the world, where the player can interact with the world using the Pokemon to upgrade and get more Pokemon. But if they want to get more Pokemon and try out new styles of gameplay, they have to interact with the world more by burning more apricorns and gathering them and crafting them. It's that cycle and loop that creates replayability in a game, and that's what I think is exciting about this. That's what I think Pokemon Legends Arceus could be a game changer about. And this is all in, what, a year and a half, 2 years? And they've somehow improved the frame rate and everything. They've got ride Pokemon, which hasn't happened since Gen 7. That means we don't need to have HMs. They've got a new combat system. They're explaining the lore. It seems like there must be some sort of complex story involved, because they've got the origins of Cyrus's team, how Team Galactic was made. It's incredible. And they've got a quest system. They've got requests. What else do you want? Any part of Pokemon that you're an audience member of, they've fit every audience member. Oh, you're a casual fan that likes playing on the go? Just get Masters EX with N. Oh, you want Diamond and Pearl to be, but you can't afford them on the DS. You want to replay it, but you can't afford the ones on the DS because they're really expensive right now, because DS games are really pricey, because people are nostalgic for them. You can buy BDSP, it's basically the same game. You're a veteran like me, and you like Breath of the Wild and open world Pokemon games, and you've been wanting that one for years and years and years, and you think it should have been Sword and Shield. Here you go. And guess what? We've improved the frame rate. We're adding new Pokemon for all of those people that wanted new forms or new evolutions. We've removed HMs, so we've kept the ride Pokemon in replacement of that. We've added new areas to explore. We've added lore to an older game. I love that idea of adding lore to an older generation. I'm running out of breath. With a newer game. They've given forms to Pokemon outside of Gen 4. Basculegion is an evolution or a new form of Basculin from Black and White Gen 5. Which tells me, in the future, we could see new forms of any Pokemon from any generation. And it doesn't matter if it's a remake or not. So that tells me forms could be staying. And that's really cool. And they've added crafting to this loop system. The skies look gorgeous. The box art for Legends Arceus looks amazing, because it shows that focal point of the mountain and the exploration of the world, and the colour scheme of the red to blue, and the danger with how the world is mostly calm and blue. Yet you've got these angry red-eyed Pokemon instead of a box art in BDSP where it's just the legendary, and that's it. You've got Pokemon that use moves in and outside of battle to help you. You've got a quest system if you get bored. So it's not finally you can play a Pokemon game, and even after you beat it, it's not like that's it. I've become the Pokemon League champion. Time to move on to another game. No, you have quests. You have one quest to catch every Pokemon in the Pokédex. You have a battle system that's gorgeous, and it's coming next year. I know that's already been showed, but to do that much in just 6 months, and they have another 6 months or 7 months, how much more can they improve it? That's incredible to me. So yeah, I'm really excited for Legends Arceus. Obviously there's things they could have added in this Pokemon Presents. They could have revealed a new game, but they're working on a fair amount of stuff currently, and considering last year, they might be a bit behind, who knows. The important thing is GameFreak is listening to us. We said, oh, the frame rate's bad, they improved the frame rate. We said, we're not sure about the Diamond and Pearl remakes, we're not sure there's anything for veterans. Boom! The Underground's expanded, and we've added Pokemon following you, and we've added costumes. I don't think there's too much reason to be upset. And like I said, we've got the rest of the year to get new Pokemon announcements. What an incredible Pokemon Presents. I'm just speechless. I just think it's beautiful. Yes, I'm going to get Legends Arceus. I'll tell you my thoughts on that when it comes out, hopefully, if I have the time. Obviously, I can't promise anything. My life schedule changes all the time. But let me know your thoughts about the Pokemon Presents in the comments below. I really want to hear what you think about it. Let me know if you were disappointed, if you were happy, if you want more Pokemon content from me. Do you want me to cover the games in more detail? Do you want me to rank Pokemon stuff? I'd be up for it, because I'm in a bit of Pokemon mood at the moment. But yeah, and if you're disappointed, that's fine. It's okay to be disappointed. Lord knows I have been in the past. But hey, we're gonna get more Pokemon stuff in the future. If you don't like this year, there's plenty for next year, and the year after that. So yeah, I hope you have a good evening, morning, afternoon or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you all next time.